All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the eBay shop. My name's Corey.
I'm Teresa. Did you have to clap?
I don't. No, we should probably.
Just keep going.
We should just keep going.
We'll keep
We
going.
should keep going. We'll leave it in there. I don't know why I'm clapping. I'm happy today. We're gonna talk a little bit about. It's just all over the place today. We've got a little bit of everything to talk about today, including some of our renovations, which I'm not sure if you can see behind us, but we'll take you on a little field trip and show you some of the changes we made in the shop. And then we're going to talk about a bunch of other stuff today. So
It's a rando video.
Rando video. No big topic.
Nope.
All right. So as usual, though, we do have things that need to get out of here. It is Monday. It's our big packing day. So we've got some things that we need to get packed up. What's the first of those?
Fire King.
Is that this?
No.
No.
It's glass.
Oh, yeah. Durr.
So this came out of our estate sale buy. This is a Fire King Jadeite ovenware glass bowl. It's the second one I've sold, and I only have one of the Fire King glass bowls left from the estate sale.
When I was looking at the picture of that selling, for some reason, I
It looks
thought that was a
huge.
big...
It does look big.
Like-
I take good pictures. I'm like a real estate agent taking pictures.
I know, you make the living room look huge, and then it's like a closet.
Yep.
Well, hopefully they weren't expecting a salad.
No, it says it's a 5-inch bowl.
Okay, well, maybe they can count their calories with this one. It's a
a
very
fruit bowl.
small salad bowl.
Like you put fruit in it. Okay, it sold for $14.99.
All right.
Next up, we sold some Barbie. Speaking of Barbie, I have been listing. I just drafted $900 worth of Barbie's, Bratz, My Scene. Was that it? I think that was it.
I think it's
Yeah.
been a Barbie world. Well, a doll world. We've listed
has
a lot
been.
of dolls. Well, you list all those newborn dolls too.
I haven't listed them. Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
I
did.
think
It's been
those
a
all
doll
went live,
world.
so-
I might have to come up with a toy store.
Yeah, we might have to. Actually, it might not be a bad idea because we have enough Barbies and dolls and Brats and stuff coming in here often enough. It would almost be worth having a separate store for them.
It might be, especially considering I have a tote back over there that's all full of Barbies.
And we have a big tote to our left here that you can't see. That's
Yeah, but-
actually our wholesale Barbie lot that they're not worth $20 a piece. So we just threw them in a big wholesale lot and we'll sell them off cheap.
Yep. Okay, back to the item we actually sold. We sold a My Scene, a 1994 Barbie Super Talk doll, denim and gold jacket, skirt, and hat.
Yeah, so that's it. Looks like a Dolly Parton outfit.
It kind of does.
Grand Ole Opry style here. So just one little outfit.
Yep.
What'd that sell for?
$9.99.
$9.99. Now, I just said we don't sell stuff under $20 for the Barbies, but the clothes, we usually make an exception because they're so easy to list and they take no room. We have hundreds and hundreds of these in one little flat tote.
Yep.
That's only about 6 inches tall. So we do sell a lot of clothes. Did
Yep.
you see that fly go by?
I did.
Dang fly. It's fly season here. All right, hey, we're back for another sticker feature. Let's go see who we got.
Let's go.
Where you at? We have Kristen,
A rural squirrel.
If you haven't checked out her channel, she travels a lot. She goes to a lot of
does.
Goodwill bins. It's a pretty interesting channel.
We have not met Kristen yet.
We have not met Kristen yet. Someday,
Maybe she'll come to Plains to Profit.
maybe. She is kind of Midwest at this point. So, Kristen, come see us. All right, everybody go check out A Rural Squirrel channel.
So garage sales have been off and on lately, but we are coming into the fall, which means fall citywide sales.
Yeah. This is usually when we see garage sales take a dive. They really slow down, but we have a few big community ones.
We do. So we have one of the big ones that we go to in the spring is in Brandon, South Dakota. We are going to that one this coming Thursday.
Yep.
And
Which will be, it'll be before this video, so we'll actually already have done it. So we probably did really good there. We'll let you know later.
we'll let you know in combination with the next sale that we're also going to. So the next sale that we're going to after that is the Bargains for You on 92. We are going down to Lincoln, Nebraska, and we are going sourcing with Steve and Donna from Happy Heart Treasures.
Yep. And possibly Alicia, Inked Picker.
I would be excited to see Alicia.
We're Inked Picker fans. She's kind of our adopted child.
She is. She's like a daughter. Like,
Yep. Alicia is one of the first people we met in the
Yep.
reseller community, and she's one of the people that have been in our community that we talk to on a regular basis. from the very beginning. Matter of fact, she's a moderator in our community. As soon as I made the community, I made Alicia a moderator. So Ink Picker is actually back to selling on a more regular basis. And videos. So we're kind of excited to go down there in her hometown and pick in that area.
And I'm crossing my fingers that Connor's going to come.
Yeah.
Connor is Alicia's husband. So, but in amongst doing the Thursday Bargains for You on 92 sales, Friday we are going to go garage sailing in Lincoln, which we have never been in a town that big to go garage sailing.
No, that's bigger than the town we usually go. We really don't have any big towns here.
No. Well, Sioux Falls just has like 250,000, 150,000 people, I think is what it is.
So I guess that's a big town, but it's like an hour drive for us, and that's where we usually source. So Lincoln should be a pretty different atmosphere for us to pick in. So we're excited about that. But we're also doing one other thing while we're there.
We are. While we are down there on that Friday at 6:30, we are having just a reseller get-together. Meetup, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to have tickets. You just have to buy your own supper. We are going to, I got to pull this up because I don't know where the address is. We are going to Pizza Ranch on Friday, August 30th in Lincoln, Nebraska at 6:30 at the Pizza Ranch at 8420 Lexington Avenue. Yep. And we're just going to sit around, eat some pizza, my favorite thing, which is dessert pizza.
I think this video comes out the day before that happens.
It comes out Wednesday. We go sourcing on Thursday.
So this is kind of our last mention of that. If you're in the area, in the Lincoln, Nebraska area, on that date, that Friday evening, we will be at that Pizza Ranch having just a get together dinner with however many resellers we can pack into a Pizza Ranch. We'll see who shows up.
I think they said there's room for between 25 and 40 or 25 and 50 back there. I don't remember for sure.
I think it's a brand new Pizza Ranch, and they have a pretty big room.
It says it right in here. It says we have a back room reserved that can hold 25 to 50 people.
So there you go. Plenty of room if you want to come have lunch with a bunch of other resellers and supper and just talk reselling, then we'll be there.
Or just talk in general. I talk about everything. I talk about my grandbabies. I talk about my kids. I talk about my cats.
Barbies, chickens, you name it. She'll talk about anything.
I will. I will.
She's our social butterfly, so.
Yes. So if you're in the area, come join us. We would love to meet you. Even if you just watch our channel and you don't resell, come hang out with us.
Yep, come hang out. Everybody's got to eat. All right, so let's get back to a few more things that sold.
Okay, we sold some Littonware. Littonware.
Is it Litton? Litton, yeah.
Littonware. So this is my second to the last one.
I kind of almost wish we kept this one.
Why?
Because it's for bacon.
Yeah, but it's for microwave. I'm not going to bacon.
Microwave bacon.
No, it's not for bacon.
Are you sure it's not a bacon tray?
Yes, it's a roaster / baker pan.
Oh, man. See, I was just going to talk about how I knew exactly what this was, and now I look like a fool. But
yes, it's for like if you take a roast and you put a roast on there, or a ham and put a ham on there, and you can bake brownies in that.
I'm sorry to tell you, if we kept this, it would definitely cook bacon in the microwave. That's what I would use it
might.
For.
They actually have, I think we actually have the bacon cooker over there.
We should keep that one.
So this was out of our...
We have a whole garden full of tomatoes. We can make BLTs.
We could.
Supper ideas.
Okay, like I said, this is like the second to the last one we have. I think I only have one more that's over there.
If you watched our videos from last summer, we picked this up at a garage sale. I think we actually had video of this garage sale.
Maybe.
And we did a big, like we filled the whole center of their garage with a pile.
And they gave us a price.
And it was all Littonware and Littonware books, like the microwave cookbooks, and all the pieces. I think they used to be a dealer.
I don't know.
Like a Littonware dealer, not a drug dealer.
I'm sure the people didn't think they were a drug dealer.
We got the whole pile for cheap. I think the first piece or two we sold, we were probably in the profit.
I think we got the whole pile for between $20 and $40.
Yeah, it was a good deal. So I wouldn't say this stuff flies off the shelf, but it does sell.
Yes, and that one sold for $14.99.
It's really...
Plus shipping.
It's really noisy. So that's that.
Okay, I will tell you, this is one of my least favorite things to sell anymore. I absolutely hate them.
These guys may end up at some point just going in a lot, and we'll sell them off wholesale, because I don't like listing these. I don't like selling them. They're hard to organize. Mm-hmm. It seems like our tote is just a disorganized pile of these. You can see they're all numbered, but they don't stay in order because they kind of move around a lot. They're the little Jax wrestlers.
He is actually not Jax.
This one's not?
He is
Most of
actually
them
a
are.
Marvel TNA Impact Rivals. His name is Christopher Daniels. Wrestling action figure.
There you go. Not Jax.
No, he did sell for good. We've had him for a while, but yes, my tote is super heavy. There's like 60 characters in there.
I'll tell you the secret to these, I think, because I'm not a wrestling guy. We don't sell these a lot. Mm-mm. But it seems like if you get the ones you don't recognize, get the wrestlers that are like the B and C level wrestlers, not your Hulk Hogan's and Stone
none of the
Colds
name.
and the ones you recognize that are easily recognizable. Those are ones that just sit forever.
Like Macho Man Randy Savage.
I think Macho would sell just because he's.
I know, but he's a recognized one.
Yeah. So the less recognizable ones seem to be the ones that moved for us.
Yep.
I don't know if that's true across the board, but for us it's been true. So what did he sell for?
$14.99 plus shipping. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is something Corey got us into. We had to be crafty.
We did have to be crafty. I was actually watching an episode of Buck Mountain Barn, and if you guys haven't checked out Chris and Brad over there, go check it out. They do a pretty good show every Thursday evening at like 6 Central or something. And they had Leroy Blood Sweat Cell on there, and they were talking about a box of power line insulators that Leroy had purchased.
A box or a pallet?
Well, like more like a pallet.
I think it was
bought a lot.
pallet.
I think he said he bought like 700 of them, and then like half of them he left there. He took like 300 or so home. And we got to talking, that could be his new mascot for his channel.
Yep.
And we kind of nicknamed it Sparky while we were there in the live. And Leroy had a great idea that he was actually going to sell them as his mascot for his channel, but he was going to use the proceeds to actually support a really good cause. So I'm pretty sure, and I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure that the proceeds from it, a good chunk of the proceeds from it, are actually going to St. Jude's. Some are going to Leroy to pay off the initial purchase of the stock, and then some of them are going to a winner of a contest that he decided to have. So anybody that buys one of these big ceramic insulators and reimagines it, crafts it,
What do they call it?
repurpose,
They're doing an OOAK.
one of a kind, upcycle that thing, right?
Yes.
Into a Sparky mascot, and then submits that picture to Leroy. They're gonna vote on the reseller information network on which one is the best, and then that person will get a part of those proceeds too. So it's a really good cause, and if you guys are crafty at all, go ahead and grab one. You can get them on. Well, there's a reseller information network video that tells you where to get them.
Yep.
And the details of the contest. I'll link that below in the description.
Yep.
But we grabbed two, one for each of us.
But when we got them, I started looking at them, and we got two different size ones.
We did.
A little bit different. They weren't massively different, but they were different.
Yep. They're the same exact style.
Yep.
But they were a little bit different size. But we each got one to play with. Mm-hmm. So we made Sparky and Sparkles, and I'll put a picture up here somewhere. And those are our submissions. So that's what we came up with. If you guys could do better, and I'm certain you can,
No.
go ahead and grab yours and help Leroy out and help St. Jude's out.
Yes, thank God for a cricket. Not like the little chirpy crickets. We used a cricket for part of ours, so.
We had fun. We were actually at the escape room and axe throwing business last night. Was it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. And we spent about an hour or two just playing around making ours. But we kind of had an idea what we wanted to do with them before we even bought them. But once we got to actually get them in hand and play with them a little bit, it was a lot of fun to make them. And we submitted ours to Leroy already, so.
And we have a little short video out there somewhere of them if you want to see that as well.
Yep. Fingers crossed we win. But if you guys are grabbing some, submit them. Now you know what ours look like, so you could do better. But if you're not going to participate, watch the RIN network. I think October 1st is the deadline.
Oh, really?
So you guys can go vote for ours if you're not doing your own.
Man, I might have to order some more and make some more.
Yep.
More chances to win.
And we've actually already told Leroy, if we do win this thing, if you guys vote for us and we end up winning it, we're going to take whatever comes to us. We're going to donate that back to St. Jude's, so more of it actually goes to St. Jude's. All right. Well,
So take the Sparky challenge.
Yep, take the Sparky challenge. We said ours will power up your eBay sales.
Is that what you said?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I'm dying.
And it must have worked because we do have more sales.
We do.
What's the next one?
So the next thing we sold, Corey was just talking about selling stuff of, and it is 2 Ben 10 figures. It's Gray Matter Mini and Cannon Bolt.
Yep. So it's those 2 guys right there.
Is he like, Cannon Bolt must be the big dude.
Yeah, I think so.
And Gray Matter Mini, whatever it is,
Yep.
must be like a little brain figure.
Little alien, look giant brain. I don't know why, but I'm drawn to Ben 10 figures. I remember that cartoon from when our kids were little, and it was always just kind of a cool cartoon. And the figures do sit a little while, but they do tend to sell. I even sold a broken one time that wasn't even all there, and it still sold. I remember there was a rumor at one point, I don't know if it's true, that they were actually going to make a Ben 10 movie, which would be cool.
Then we should have held on to them.
And if they ever do, all the way up until they release the movie, those should sell pretty well.
Yep.
What'd these sell for?
$14.99 for the 2 of them.
Yep. And you just find those in little free boxes and stuff. Nobody at garage sales thinks they're worth anything, but they actually can be if you're willing to sit on them for a while.
The next item makes me giggle.
Giggle?
Yeah, because I have a habit of picking up, so far we've picked up 3 different sets of, they're called Casco kids. They're little
Sports figures.
sports figures. So we have, the first one we got was baseball, and then I picked up soccer at a garage sale, and then I picked up these football ones, and
Actually, you picked up hockey, and these were just in it.
No, it's not hockey.
Which one?
It's
Was
football.
it football too?
Yes, it's
okay.
football.
I thought we had hockey ones.
I don't think I've touched hockey yet.
Okay.
But in it, as I'm taking them out and going through it, and on the back of each one of the Casco Kid boxes, they tell you how many characters, figures, what you should all have in your little plastic tote. So I'm going through it, and down in the bottom of it, there are these little figures.
Yep. I recognized these as soon as she pulled them out. I knew what they were because we used to have the game.
The game?
You remember the little flat tin or aluminum? They weren't aluminum. They were like tin football fields that had the vibrating thing under them, and they would make the little characters just vibrate until you try to get it. They had a little foam football they carried. These are the characters that go on those little games.
Yep.
And they just kind of vibrate up and down the field. It's a ridiculous game to try and play, and it never worked well, but it was always cool to set up with friends and try. And we had one as a kid.
So we got 2 sets of figures in this one. The first one was the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually when you bought that game, these were not marked as any team. There was like a red team and a blue team. They were never actual football teams.
Nope, and now they started.
These ones actually have a football team on their helmet.
Yep, and they come with different colored uniforms. So
Yep.
they have like a home uniform and an away uniform.
Yep.
But we did sell the Carolina Panther ones for like, I think it was like $22.99 or something like that.
Yep.
Right away, the same day I listed them. And then we now have sold these ones, which are the Philadelphia Eagles in their white uniform. But the piece that makes me giggle is they're going like 3 hours away from us in the same state.
Yeah, they're actually selling here in South Dakota, so
They are.
somebody's a Philly fan.
Yep, and so these paid for the entire lot.
Like
I
three
paid
times.
$3. I paid $4 for my Casco kids.
So what those
So-
sell for?
Those sold for $39.99, free shipping.
Yep. All right, real quick, before we get into our next topic, I want to actually show you, in our last video, I believe, we showed you we started to reorganize, and now the shop is still in a little bit of disarray, but we have kind of got some of it sorted out. We got all of our shelves up.
I got all my totes put back away.
Yep. So I'll go show you our new shelves. We've got a lot more room than we used to. So you can kind of see we have that long row of shelves now. So we have 16 feet. They're 8 feet long, right?
Yep,
Something
so
like
we
that?
can fit 8 totes all the way across on the shelves.
Yep. So we've got 16 feet times 2. So we've got them back to back so that we could stack them in and still keep our aisles. But we've got 2 rows of them that way now.
Yep.
So we have lots and lots of shelves.
Yep, so these ones will be all totes once I move my box off there, except for the top shelf. And then the other side, I think, unless I need totes, is going to be 100% just boxed items.
Yep. And we've cleared off like we have a few empty shelves here and we're still organizing. It's a bit of a mess in here, but you can kind of see these are all empty. So we've got 16 feet of empty shelves minus a few things stacked up.
Yep.
So we've got lots and lots more room than we used to. So now it's just organizing.
Yep.
And we did reorder the totes and put them back in order. So they go, like one starts on that other side over there and it wraps around. And then we just keep going down and back up and
Yes.
that's it. All right, so now it's actually time to address concerns that you guys gave us in our previous video when we talked about buying a big lot of jewelry. A lot of it was marked or stamped 925 silver. There was some gold in there. And then there was a lot of costume jewelry.
Yep.
During that, a lot of people commented that when you're buying big lots like that, people do fake stamp jewelry. We didn't know that. So It was good that you guys all commented that. We had quite a few comments on that, probably 7 or 8 different comments about that.
We did.
And a lot of you guys recommended that we do acid test on all the silver and gold to see if it was actually what it said it was.
Yep.
So we did do that.
We did.
And yay us, none of it was fake. We did diamond test all the stones to make sure none of those were, see if they were real or fake. There were no real diamonds, big surprise.
No.
But the silver that said it was silver was, the gold that said it was gold and was stamped a certain type, like 14K or 18K, actually did test out exactly what it said.
Yep.
So we were good there. And testing them was actually really not that bad.
It's not, but it's the one thing that I've learned is anything that's gold plate
Yep.
is there's got to be a better way to test it. Because if you do what you do, because you take a stone, are we gonna put a little clip of doing it in here?
We won't do it right now, but we'll actually take a little video of us testing one piece of jewelry.
Yep.
And on the acid test, and we'll show you how to do that. We'll have to get that video together later.
Yep. So they give you a little stone, and on that stone, you take and you rub your piece of jewelry on it so that it leaves part of the metal on it.
Yeah, it's like a little pumice stone. You just scratch off a little piece of the gold onto it. It doesn't hurt the jewelry.
Nope.
You can't even really tell you did anything.
Nope.
So.
But with the gold plate, it does scratch. I mean, it's a very thin layer of gold plate that's on there, and so it does scratch some of it off. So if I could find a new way to do it that doesn't require that.
It seems like we have quite a few people that know stuff about jewelry watching. So you guys let us know, like with our gold and our silver, if it's not something we're selling as jewelry to get a good price out of it, we throw it in a jar. Actually, I'll just grab a couple. All right, so we have like a gold jar and we have a silver jar.
Yep.
And we just throw our scrap stuff in there if it's not we're selling as actual jewelry.
So we bought the whole test kit to do it. We've tested some. I did, like the diamond tester that we bought, I tested it on, I guess I was checking Corey's actual honesty, whatever you want to say. So I did test it on my wedding ring.
I passed.
It came back as real, so thank you. That was very good.
I don't think you would have cared one way or the other.
I don't, because I grabbed one of the rings, that was in that set, and I started wearing it. So
she's been rotating rings out of this set.
I have, but so I do know how the diamond tester works. That's really easy to do. The only problem with that is if they're teeny tiny stones.
Yeah,
it's hard to get
it's hard to get a good read on them. The tip is really tiny, but some of the diamonds in those rings are just like microscopic.
And if they're tiny and it touches the metal, it will go off as like it's a diamond. So
and with the acid test on that stuff, if you guys actually not with the acid, but with the plated stuff, if you guys that know jewelry, like we don't put the plated stuff in our gold jar if it's not worth selling. I'm not sure what to do with it because I'm not sure how that sells. Like we don't want to put something plated in our jar that's 18 and 14K stuff just because we don't know value-wise. Is it worth keeping like that? Or do we just sell it off in a lot at some point? Like we're not sure what to do with plated stuff.
Nope. But so a couple of bracelets that we bought at a church sale, I think that's where it was.
I think so.
It said 950 on it, and it said Italy, whatnot. And so I didn't know. People were saying make sure it's not platinum, make sure it's sterling's, I can't even say it.
It's silver.
Make sure it's silver. And so I did the test on mine and it popped up that it was silver, but everybody was saying make sure it's not platinum. I don't know how you test for platinum. So I did take it to, we have a teeny tiny, when I say teeny tiny, I mean teeny tiny 1-room, 2-room jeweler in our town. So I went around the corner from us and I took it over to her. She did test it. It is sterling. That's
actually a good tip. If you have jewelry and you're not sure of it, like you're not sure, should you sell it as jewelry? Is it really valuable? You're not positive, the test is inconclusive. Don't be afraid to walk into a jeweler with it because they're very, at least the one here was really easy. Nice. She looked at it, she tested it, she told us exactly what it was.
Now, if I had the money, I would buy the little tester that she has.
She has a nicer one?
Not a diamond tester, the silver and gold tester. Yeah. She has a little one that's a square that...
Is it the digital ones?
No, it's not digital. It still uses dots, but it has a little hole, like a little cup thing, that you drop the drops in, and then you take the piece of jewelry with a clamp, like a, what do you call those little clamps?
Roach clip?
Yeah, those.
No, not those.
They look like those. Anyways, and so she just sets it in there. And once she sets it in there, it will come back and say, 18 karat gold, 14 karat gold, whatever. It doesn't test for silver that way. She actually tested the silver the same way I did. But to test for gold, that thing was really cool.
Yeah. So we do have a little acid test kit, and we just bought it on Amazon. It's not expensive. You can check our Amazon store link below. If you're interested in that, you can pick one up from Amazon. Yep. And they are really inexpensive, and they've saved us from listing stuff that shouldn't have been.
So now watch here, and you'll see a video of us testing.
All right, guys. So we've got the test kit here. It actually comes with 5 of these different acid levels. One of them is missing because it's for silver. We're going to test a piece of gold. And then this one is a neutralizer for the acid. You should wear gloves when you're doing this. I believe the instructions say to wear gloves, but Grams is a rebel and she's not wearing gloves, so she just have to be careful. So in order to do this, you have to scratch. This is like a little, almost like a pumice stone. It feels super smooth, but it's coarse enough to scratch a ring. And when you scratch some of the metal onto the surface, some of it stays there, but it doesn't even leave a mark on the ring.
No.
So go ahead and we'll put 3 lines here is how we've been doing it. I believe that's what the instructions say too. It's like scratching a lottery ticket. Okay, so we got 3 lines scratched on it from the ring. Now, the way we're going to do this is that we'll start with the 10K, and the 10K solution is the weakest. If we put a drop on that first line, if that line dissolves off, then it's not gold at all, right?
Correct.
And if it doesn't dissolve off, then it is gold, and we can continue the test.
Yes.
So this first one basically tells you, is it gold or not? You can see if I can stay out of your light there. You see it really didn't do anything to it at all. There wasn't really any reaction to it.
Does it help any?
I think that might make it worse. All right, so we'll go to the next one, which is 14K. And this is a little bit stronger solution. And it's really hard to see. Really can't see anything happening here, which is fine. It is reacting a little bit. There's some little flakes coming off the edge, but it's really not dissolving it. So we know it's at least 14K. We don't know if it's better than that yet. It's not reacting much. So we'll go up to the next step, which is what, 10K? Or 18K, sorry. And we'll try the 18K. And you can see that one just disappeared. Like that dissolved right away. The gold's completely gone. So we know it's not 18K, it's lower than that. So it's 14K is what this tells us, right?
Correct.
Okay. And when you're done, you just use the neutralizer and put it right on top of the drops, and it neutralizes the acid. You get a little bubble, and you just wipe it all down, right?
Yes.
All right, that's it. That's how you test gold. You do silver kind of the same way.
Yep, but for silver, here's the instructions. So for silver, when you test silver, you still scratch it that way, and you drop a line drip a small piece of the silver test, and based on what color it turns,
right,
that's what you have. Typically, it'll end up being this dark red, which is 925.
Okay. So that's silver. So that's all we do. And you can get that kit on Amazon. They're not expensive.
Nope.
All right, so let's get back to it. What sold next?
So the next thing we sold was some Tupperware. I like these. We used them as kids. I use a version of it now, but mine is actually made by Pampered Chef. It is a Tupperware 8-piece hamburger press freezer set.
Yep, make those perfectly round hamburgers.
Yep, so you can actually freeze 7 hamburgers because I don't have the lid for the top one, so you can only freeze 7 hamburgers in this set.
Uh-oh. But it does have the little press piece that goes in them.
The 2 pieces to the press piece.
Is it 2 pieces?
Yep, there's a round one and then the presser.
So what's the Tupperware hamburger press go for?
That sold for $14.99.
There you go.
Okay, these have been my favorite lately. I love selling them. I love listing them. They're super simple.
Yep, vintage sew-on patches. We actually bought a lot of these for a couple $100 off Shop Commons.
And we have now made, not including this sale, I'm pretty sure we're at about $300 profit.
Yep, so we've made $500 off of these. So, well, we've made $300 profit. $500 in sales.
Yep.
Something like that, after fees.
Yep.
But the little patches have been selling. They're one of our favorite things to sell because we just throw them in an envelope. They take up no space, and you want to talk about easy to photograph.
Yes.
Like, these have been really cool.
1 side, 2 side, and you're done for most of them. I do measure them and put the measurements, but the other ones, you know, if they have some damage or whatnot, I do take better pictures of
So are
those.
there like 6 or 7 patches in this?
There are 5, 6, 7.
And that lot sold for how much?
$66 free shipping.
Yep.
I think he'd have bought more, but with as many patches as we have, I only list so many at a time. Instead of listing all 30 that I have, I list them in quantities of 4. I didn't catch a couple of these before we finished, and they were bought out, so I just relisted and went on about my business.
Yep. So, vintage patches.
The next piece is bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
It is.
Yeah, we had an old farm cat out here. It's very prison rules at our house with the farm cats. We give them food, but they're just outdoor cats. They keep the mice and stuff down. And that's all we really do. We don't have any pet cats.
No, we used to. When we first moved here, we had some that were very, very friendly, but then our daughter moved out.
Yep.
Now they're not so friendly anymore.
Yeah, when you don't play with them very often, they do get a bit feral. But we had one out here that we just named her Mama Cat because she doesn't stick around. She's really feral, but she seems to just keep coming up and dropping a litter or 2 here and there.
She's had this would have been her second litter.
Second one here in one of our buildings.
Yep.
And last week we went out in the garage to feed the cats, and she was dead next to the food bowl. Like she had died. Before she did, she actually brought 2 kittens in
That we didn't know about
that
for
we
2
didn't
days.
know about. Yeah, so for 2 days we had no idea those kittens were out there. And then one day we went back in to feed the cats again, and we heard some meowing.
I did. I was like, we have kittens that go in there, and so I saw one take off like usual because they're not friendly. They don't want you to touch them. And I saw him took off, so I was sitting over there trying to see him to see which one it was, and all of a sudden I heard this little meow, meow. Like, what is going on? So I start searching around, and I keep hearing it. And here in a barrel that we have, a garbage barrel that was empty in our garage, are 2 little baby kittens.
Yep, and they were just 2 weeks old. I mean, they're tiny. Their eyes were just open. They weren't quite walking yet. They were just pulling
They're still
themselves
crawling,
around.
yep.
But you could tell they had not eaten. They were not happy. And that was the only mama cat we had out here. They were definitely hers. So we had to adopt 2 baby kittens, at least temporarily. We brought them in. We got them some formula. We started bottle feeding them out of a syringe.
Say that again.
We as in... Oh, I did feed them once. Doing the whole getting them to poop stuff and just keeping them alive in general because it was the weekend.
Yep.
It was Thursday or Friday when we found them.
It was
Thursday night.
No, it was Friday night because we took them into work Saturday because I got up early Saturday morning to go get them some formula.
We've been hauling them to work with us because they eat about every 2, 3, 4 hours.
Yep.
And putting a little water bottle in the bottom to keep them warm and all that stuff.
I gave them a bath last night because they stink so bad. I think part of it is the formula.
They were
because
definitely
get it on them.
barn kittens. Like they stunk. But long story short, we've been keeping them alive long enough to find a rescue that could take them and bottle feed them and care for them. We did find one, and today at like 3 or 4, we're supposed to go meet them and drop the kids off so that they have a foster mom.
Yep, I'm kind of sad because they're just so adorable, but
one's ornery and he's kind of a pain in the butt, and we named him eBay, and the other one just kind of doesn't do much. She just crawls around, but she whines. She whines a little. We named her Poshmark, so I don't know if they'll keep the names, but they were fitting for the time being.
Yeah, so we've been feeding them, loving on them, whatnot. Now, yes, we found the rescue. They're going to a place that can take care of them and know how to feed them better and all the stuff that they do. So
they're survivors. We'll put a little picture or something in here of them, but that was pretty consuming of our week. We were a little worried we were going to be stuck with them, and then we couldn't take them to garage sales with us.
No, I can't haul them around in the car. And I'm not taking them to Lincoln.
Yeah, we weren't sure what to do with them, but we did find a home for them. So
yes, I'm
yay
excited.
Us.
Yes. Okay. So good luck to my kittens. Let's talk about what I sold. These were I wasn't sure. I stopped and I went back and got them.
We don't really do much with sheets and linens and
bedding.
Things because we don't know anything about them. But these were unique enough that we were like, well, we should probably look them up.
Yep. So I took them in, got them all washed up. So this is actually a Pottery Barn NFL team print. They are I didn't say it.
It's got a little bit of every team on them.
Yep. I think there's they have the NFC. I don't know, whatever the conferences are that they have for them. So
bunch of football teams.
Yes. Got them all washed up, checked them for stains, noted any little stains that are on them.
Is it like a
listing.
Twin bed sheet?
That one is a twin.
Yep.
So they get the top, the fitted sheet, the flat sheet, and I think a pillowcase.
Yep. So vintage football twin size bed sheets.
It's Pottery Barn, so I don't even know if it's vintage, but they don't make them anymore, so.
They could be. I don't know.
But they are.
I don't think we sold them as vintage.
No, I didn't list them as vintage. I just list them as Pottery Barn. So, but those sold for $47 even.
Yep, and those could just go in a poly bag. So sometimes linens can be good, I guess.
Okay, also.
Speaking of jewelry,
but I got to put this piece out there. When you are listing jewelry, if you are not 100% sure if it is real diamond, real topaz, real opal, whatever, do not just list it as that.
We did find a lot of that.
Well, we did get a listing that got not taken down but held in review.
Oh, because we said it was ruby colored, but you're not allowed to use the word ruby in it.
You can, but before
you
do it, you have to put simulated if it's not actually a ruby or faux ruby or something like that. Oh, those look pretty on you.
Yep.
But these 2 rings sold, and they're actually going to somebody who had already purchased 2 other rings from us. One is just rose gold colored. It's not silver, it's not gold, it's not nothing.
It's just costume jewelry.
Yep. It is actually an engagement ring set, so it has the diamond and the solitaire and the wrap. And the other one is a simulated pink tourmaline, whatever that is.
That's what they are.
Silver statement ring.
Now we had the finger checkers to see what size your fingers are because we got them in a lot somewhere.
Yep.
But we did have to buy the ring sizer to see what size the rings were so we could list them correctly off Amazon.
Yep.
And again, if you want to see which one we got, it's probably I'll make sure it's in our Amazon store if you guys want to see which one it is. But that made sizing them and listing them so much nicer because you just slide it down and it tells you what size it is.
Yep. So these 2 rings are going to, like I said, somebody who purchased 2 other rings from us and left us a review recently for them saying they were fabulous. And those 2 rings sold for a total of $46 plus shipping.
So I hope you enjoy the rings. All right, so that's it for today. We've got a bunch of other orders that we got to get packed up as well. So we got to get started so that we can go meet our cat rescuer. So we will see you guys next time.
Hasta la vista, baby.